NASA sent a spacecraft on a one-way mission into Saturn, and what it discovered changed everything. Saturn looks peaceful from Earth, but up close, it's violent, mysterious, and terrifying. Saturn is slowly losing its rings, and we were lucky to see them at all. We all know Saturn, the golden planet, the crown jewel of our solar system, the one with the beautiful rings. But Saturn is much stranger than you think. Behind those glowing clouds is a powerful and destructive world. And to understand it, NASA sent a spacecraft called Cassini Geysers in 1997. It took 7 years to reach Saturn, and then it spent 13 years exploring it. What it discovered completely changed our understanding of this planet. Saturn's rings are disappearing. Here is something shocking. Saturn's ring won't last forever. On a cosmic timeline, they are actually young, only about 100 million years old, and they are already fading away. But where did they come from? Scientists believe Saturn once had an extra moon. It was small, about 400 kilometers wide, but it was made of dense solid ice. Over time, that moon drifted too close to Saturn. It crossed something called the Roche limit. This is the point where the planet's gravity becomes stronger than the gravity holding a moon together. Imagine a tug of war. The moon tries to stay whole. Saturn pulls harder, and eventually Saturn wins. The moon was ripped apart. 17,000 trillion tons of ice exploded into orbit, and that debris became Saturn's ring. How the ring took shape? At first it was just a chaotic cloud of ice chunks and dust. But inside that cloud, some larger pieces survived. These became shepherd moons. They moved through the debris, collecting dust and carving paths. Those paths became the distinct rings we see today. The rings stretch over 280,000 kilometers wide. That is almost the distance from Earth to the Moon. But here is the crazy part. They are only about 10 meters thick. That's thinner than a 3-story building. From the side, they would almost disappear. Up close, they are not smooth at all. They have waves, mountains of ice up to 200 meters tall, and constant collisions happening everywhere. And we know all of this because of Cassini. Cassini's dangerous mission. The Cassini Geysers mission was one of the most ambitious space missions ever launched. It was a joint project between NASA and the European Space Agency and the Italian Space Agency. Cassini did not just observe Saturn. It flew through the rings, It passes dangerously close to the planet. And in 2017, NASA made a bold decision. Instead of letting Cassini drift forever, they sent it directly into Saturn, a suicide dive. They used its last fuel to send it between the planet and the inner rings, a region never explored before. On its final orbit, Saturn's winds overpowered the spacecraft. It began to spin. Signal lost. Cassini was crushed, melted, and destroyed in Saturn's atmosphere. But even that, it protected Saturn's moons from contamination. And it sent back priceless data until the very last second. The invisible ring. Saturn's biggest rings is almost invisible. It's a giant faint blue halo. And it's being created right now. But a moon called Enceladus. When Cassini arrived in 2004, it noticed strange radio signals coming from this icy moon. So it went closer. And what it found was incredible. Massive geysers of water vapor shooting into space from the moon's south pole. These water plumes escape into orbit and they create a giant outer ring around Saturn. That means Saturn's ring system is still changing today. And Enceladus might even have a hidden ocean beneath its ice, possibly even the ingredients for life. Saturn's giant hexagon. Now let us talk about one of the strangest things in the entire solar system. Saturn's North Pole. There is a giant storm there, shaped like a perfect hexagon. 6 sides, sharp angles, almost geometric. It was first spotted by Voyager 1 in the 1980s. But it was not fully studied until Cassini arrived. This hexagon is wider than Earth and it's not sitting on land. Saturn has no solid surface. It's a just thick gas. Inside that gas are violent storms, lightning and winds reaching 1800 kilometers per hour. The hexagon is likely created by a powerful jet stream trapping a hurricane inside it. Scientists have tried to recreate it in labs on Earth. They can create temporary hexagons in water tanks, but none have stayed stable like Saturn's. We still don't fully understand why it exists. And that makes it even more mysterious. Saturn's extreme interior. Saturn looks light and peaceful, but it is extremely powerful. It is made mostly of hydrogen and helium. By volume, it is so light that if you had bathtub big enough, Saturn would float in water. But don't be fooled. Its mass creates crushing gravity. Deep inside Saturn, gas becomes liquid, pressure becomes extreme, temperatures reach 11,000 degrees Celsius. that is hotter than the surface of the Sun. The hexagon storm might be powered by deep whirlpools in this liquid hydrogen layer. But we cannot test those conditions on Earth. It's too extreme. Saturn's ring won't last forever. Here is the sad truth. Saturn's rings are slowly falling into the planet. Gravity pulls dust downward. Shepherd moons collect debris. Over millions of years, the rings will grow thinner. Eventually, they will disappear. We are alive at the perfect time to see Saturn with rings. In the future, Saturn may look like just another gas giant. No crown, no shining halo. Just clouds. The mystery is not over. Cassini is gone, but his data is still being studied. There are ideas for new missions to return to Saturn, but nothing is confirmed yet. For now, Saturn remains one of the most mysterious worlds in our solar system. A planet that destroyed a moon to create beauty, a world with water-soothing moons, a storm shaped like a perfect hexagon, and secrets still hidden deep inside. A strong ending, line option. Ending option 1. Saturn may look calm from Earth, but up close it's a world of destruction, creation and mystery. Ending option 2. The next time you look at Saturn through a telescope, remember those beautiful rings are the remains of a lost moon. And ending option 3. Engagement boost. If you could send one new mission to Saturn, what would you want to explore first? The ring in Enceladus or a hexagon?